This job's for me.
Had much experience in sales? Had lots of experience in electronic sales?
Sure.
Pretty good at it. Well, are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with electronic equipment. Hey, what's going on?
You want to be a successful salesperson, don't you?
Sure, but,
Well, let's say I have a personal interest in teaching you to help your customers.
personal interest? Who are you?
You'll see. Just let me help you, okay?
All right. Why not?
Okay. You think you're qualified for this position in sales, then?
You bet. I know electronic equipment, and I like meeting people. All I have to say is...
So, can I write up the order for you? No, I'm not authorized to make that kind of purchase.
Can I write up the order for you?
No, I'm sorry. It's just not in the budget this year.
So, can I write up your order?
No, we're happy with the unit we've got.
I don't suppose I could write up an order for you.
Why, yes, you can.
Yes?
Sure, if you can tell me how I could finance it while I'm filing for bankruptcy.
You haven't been much help so far.
The worst part is I sincerely want to help.
That's good. Sincerity is very important, but it takes more. Customers want a sincere salesperson who knows how to help.
Now, wait a minute. Are you selling some kind of a salesmanship course?
Not at all. I just want you to be a good salesman. Just like sports, there are fundamentals in selling, too. Now, you probably already know them, but it's important to keep those fundamentals sharp.
Okay. Let's hear them.
Remember, there's really nothing new in selling. But let's start with what may be the most important thing you can do to help a customer. Learn your product.
No problem. Electronics has been my hobby for years. I know all about it.
That's not exactly what I mean.
No?
For example, suppose you were selling small computers.
All right. I have one of those myself.
Now, wait a minute. Just because you have a computer at home.
Well, don't worry. I know computers. I've used it myself, and I think
What storage capacity does it come in?
Storage? Oh, let's see. I should have my spec sheets on that here someplace. They were here yesterday. Did I leave those at home?
Look, what I need is a unit that can store a 26,000 name mailing list and do my bookkeeping.
Well, I should have something that would do that. Now here's a unit that would be great for your bookkeeping.
But will that hold my mailing list?
No, I guess not. Oh, wait a minute. I know just what you need. Here's a model that'll do everything.
Fine. How much is it?
Well, let me look that up for you. Yeah, here it is. No, that's the old price list.
Look, I don't think you can really help me, but thanks anyway.
I guess I do have a few more things to learn about computers.
You've got a few things to learn about all your products, like the 3 W's.
3 W's?
What, where, and when.
Oh, like what models are available, what storage capacity, what price, what delivery, what guarantee, and where the information on each model is located, and where the price lists are, and when the units can be delivered, and when new models or changes are coming out.
Right. But please don't try to learn on the customer's time.
It would take all my time to keep up with the what, where, and when of computers. There's no way to do that.
Sure there is.
Well, okay, you tell me how.
I can't.
I thought so.
But I know who can. Let me introduce you to a very successful salesman. Meet Mike.
You can't tell me he knows the 3 W's of every single product.
Go ask him about something. Go on.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Can you tell me what company makes J-limit switches?
of course. There are 5. I have the specs on all of them right here.
How about this? Where can you get me an overspeed switch?
Well, this company right here makes an excellent one.
When could you get me a mechanically actuated 220 dustproof switch?
I can have this one for you by Friday.
Let's see you give me the high-level current ratings on self-emitting diode switches.
SCD switches? I'm afraid I can't.
Aha! So you don't know about every single product you sell?
I don't have the information right here, but could get you a demo unit by 2 o'clock. Or I can call in our sales manager, or I can set a meeting up for you with the manufacturer's representative
or even an engineer from the factory.
You're amazing. If you don't know the answer, you know who does. Tell me something. How do you keep track of all this?
Once you take the time to set up a system, it's not hard to keep on top of it. I've got my own set of specification sheets, catalog, price lists, and brochures here, indexed according to product. I take advantage of any spare moments to study new product literature. I attend all the sales meetings and manufacturer schools I can, and I've found by asking questions, I can get more out of them. When a manufacturer's representative comes in, I make it a point to quiz him. I can learn from other salespeople in our company who have special knowledge on a certain product.
Knowing your product is what it's all about when it comes to making that sales call, isn't it?
That's an important part.
Thanks. I'll remember that. When you're the customer, you want knowledgeable help.
That gives them a feeling of confidence in you. Suppose you called on this customer, for example. Right from the beginning of the call, you should start building a relationship of respect, trust, and confidence.
Oh, yeah. I know all about those first few minutes of a sales call. It's called establishing rapport, isn't it? And the way to do it is to get the customer talking about something that interests him.
Not quite.
Oh, it's great golf weather we've been having, isn't it? How's your game coming?
You want to hear what really interests him right now?
Look, frankly, I'm trying to meet a deadline on this job order.
Should I have told him I'll come back later?
Not if you really want to help him. Watch how Ed does it. One reason he's such a successful salesperson is he knows how important it is to start out talking about what interests the customer in a business context.
Hey, you look busy. Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, I'm busy trying to meet a deadline on this job for Southern. The last minute they changed their order.
Well, maybe I can help. Did you know we're a full-line warehouse now?
No, I didn't know that.
We probably have what you want on hand. What do you need for the job?
Well, here's a list.
10 gauge hot roll sheets, 4x2, hot roll flat barred. No problem here. Look, Bob, I could get most of this within 24 hours.
Fine. If you can help me meet this deadline, it'd be great.
I see. Don't waste the customer's time with social conversation. Okay.
Talking about something other than business for a while can sometimes be important if the customer wants to. But remember, you're there to help the customer by selling your products. There may be times you won't have to draw him out at all to discover what he needs.
Yeah, I'm glad you stopped by. I need some steel floor plate in a hurry. What can you do?
Are you saying when I call on a customer, I shouldn't waste time building a relationship?
Not at all. You're not wasting a customer's time when you're helping him. Part of building a relationship of trust is to let the customer know you respect the value of his time and you're available with knowledgeable help.
Knowledgeable help, yeah. I have to know the 3 W's of my products.
Or service. The next step is to discover what the customer needs, and the approach is the same no matter what you're selling. Why, it could be trucks, for example.
No, I don't know much about trucks.
Okay, but let's suppose you're a truck expert for a few minutes, so you can discover what this customer wants and needs.
I know what he needs. He needs information. I can tell the type by looking.
I wouldn't do it that way.
Don't worry. I'm a truck expert, remember? Watch this. You're sitting in the best over-the-road truck made.
Holy Toledo, look at the price on this thing.
Ah, that's a good price when you consider you're getting a 435 horsepower diesel engine, a 13-speed basic transmission with a high-low box behind it, and 80,000 pounds gross vehicle weight.
It just sounds like a bunch of big numbers to me.
Oh, yeah, but those big numbers mean that you can pull any load you want. Cars, lumber, cattle, you name it.
Okay. Flowers.
Huh?
My company hauls flowers from upstate to local wholesalers. We use smaller trucks.
To, haul your flowers.
Flowers. Petunias, begonias, pansies.
I tried to stop you.
But he looks so interested in that big tractor. How was I to know he hauls flowers?
That's what I was trying to tell you. Before you talk facts, you have to find out what the customer really wants and needs.
Well, I can see now that you're right. But how do I do that?
By using the single most important technique in face-to-face selling.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Ask questions.
Oh, that's old stuff.
Old, but always important. Ask the kind of questions that draw out the customer's needs and wants. Want to see how another successful salesperson does it?
I sure do. That's a tough customer.
Watch John. He asks the kind of questions that draw the customer out, and then he listens carefully and observes the customer's reactions.
How do you like this model?
Oh, impressive.
What kind of horsepower do you need?
Well, not this much.
In other words, you're looking for something between this and a mid-range truck.
No, I'm not looking for a truck at all. I just wanted to see what it felt like to sit in one of these. No, I'm waiting to see your service manager.
Well, you'll be back soon, but if you got a problem, maybe I can help. Or find someone that can.
No, I got a couple of smaller trucks, need the engines overhauled. I'll wait for Jim.
How many miles you got on those engines?
Huh? Oh, I don't know, around 200,000.
How old are they?
Oh, not quite 2 years.
Have you thought about repowering with diesel engines? Diesel fuel is a lot more economical, and diesel engines last longer.
Yeah, that's all great, but new engines aren't practical for me. I'll be lucky if I can afford to have the gas engines overhauled.
Have you gotten an estimate?
Well, not yet.
Well, let's see if I can get you a figure. Tell you what, let's go to the office. You can sit down, relax, have a cup of coffee while you wait, if you like. Okay. We're talking ballpark $7,500 per engine to completely rebuild them, right? Yeah, thanks.
Well, that's even more than I thought.
Are those engines fully depreciated?
Yeah. Yeah. New engines would give me a better tax break, that's for sure.
This mid-range diesel engine will slip right into your trucks without any major change in transmission or drivetrain.
Yeah, but what kind of money are we talking about?
Well, the engine costs $10,000. Installation cost, about $12,500.
Oh, that's $8,000 more than it costs to overhaul what I got now.
Right, but it might save you money in the long run. Now, let's put a pencil to it. Let me ask you some questions. How many miles per gallon are you getting now? So it works out that at the end of 2 years, you would have that $8,000 difference back in savings that you'll get on fuel and maintenance.
Then those engines would be worn out, and I'd be right back where I started.
Not at all. Your rebuilt gas engines will be worn out in 2 years, but your new diesels will only need about $700 apiece. Put them back on the road for another 2 years. And the fuel and maintenance savings that you get, like money in the bank for you.
Maybe new engines are what I need.
Did you learn anything from watching John help that customer?
I learned to ask questions before I start spouting facts and figures.
Did you notice that because he took time to ask about needs and analyze the customer's problem, he built a relationship for possible present and future sales?
Yeah, I've got the picture now. Ask questions to find out what the customer really wants and needs, and then give them the facts.
Not facts, benefits and features.
Is there a difference?
A big difference to the customer. Take this customer, for instance. Suppose you've discovered she wants to replace desks in her company's work area. Because it's crowded and noisy, modular partition units could help her solve those problems.
I get it. I've discovered her needs, so now I present the benefits and features. We assume I know all about office furniture, right?
Right, but...
Then here I go. What do you think of these modular units?
Nice, but they're a lot more expensive than desks.
Not really. Consider that each unit measures only 30 by 50, but is solidly constructed with ample room for typewriter, phone, dictating equipment.
Hold it. These are features. Tell her how they benefit her.
Plus, each has 3 deep file drawers. Now, that's important to you.
No, it isn't. We don't keep any files in that area. They're all next door. Just show me the plain desks.
You only told her the features and left out the benefits.
Well, I guess I don't totally understand the difference. Come to think of it, I don't understand this whole situation. Who are you?
Don't worry, you'll find out if you just stay with me.
Okay.
Now, the difference between benefits and features. The features tell about the product. The benefit tells how and why the features are important to the customer.
So the customer just needs to hear benefits?
She needs to hear both, but the benefits are what keeps her interested.
What can I do?
Tell her each feature in terms of its benefit to her and her company.
I think I get it now. Each single modular unit measures 30 by 50. So the benefit to you is that you can put 10 of these in that area and be less crowded than you are now with 10 desks here.
That's good. But surely they won't hold as much as the desks we now have.
Well, because of the design, as you see here, all the equipment and supplies each person needs will fit in. plus room for files. The benefit is fewer trips, if any, to those file cabinets next door.
Really? That would certainly save time and aggravation.
Another feature is the acoustical material in the partitions. That means more privacy and less noise in the area.
I think these units might solve some of our problems in here.
You see, customers are always interested in benefits and features that have personal significance.
Hey, this is kind of fun. I can see that selling is a lot more challenging than I thought. What's next?
When you and the customer feel the product meets their needs and wants, it's time to close the sale.
Closing. That's the hardest part for me.
It shouldn't be. If you've helped your customer discover what he needs and wants.
But I still don't like the part where I have to ask for the sale.
But the customer wants you to ask that closing question.
I'm not so sure about that.
I'll prove it. He wants that battery-powered dictating unit, but he needs help.
I really like this, and it fits right here pretty well.
Help him.
You could take it on trips with you, too.
Yeah, it's really worth the price.
Now, ask a closing question. Where's all that enthusiasm?
Is there anything else I could tell you about it?
I guess I'll have to think about it. I'll give you a call tomorrow, okay?
Okay. I'll be waiting for your call.
Stop. You can still close.
Well, I didn't want to be pushy.
All he needed was a little help from you to make the final decision.
Well, you heard him. He wants to think about it. He'll call me tomorrow.
You want to bet? Let me show you who helped him think about it. This is the saleswoman who stopped by right after you left.
I saw one like this morning and really liked it. And the price is right in yours, too.
Good. You see, we have two models, and they're identical except for the case design and color. Which one would you like?
I'll take this one.
If I'd only asked for it. I didn't know how to do it tactfully. And all she did was ask him which one he wanted.
That's called a choice close, but there are many tactful ways to close. Watch some of the experts do it. Some salespeople use the credit close.
Our company provides financing on this type of equipment.
Really?
We provide dollars at current bank prime rate. You get immediate possession, so you take immediate investment tax credit. But you don't start payment for 60 days.
Well, that makes it easy on my immediate cash flow, too.
Would you like to handle it that way?
All right, let's do it that way.
Sometimes a take-it-for-granted close works best.
If you feel we've thought of everything, we'll write up an order for the typewriters.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
And another way is the delivery close.
Okay, here's what we'll do. You take the rental unit with you today and keep it. And when your new unit comes in, we'll deliver it, pick up your rental unit, and apply what you've spent up to then on your new one. Does it sound okay?
Okay, that's not a bad deal.
In some cases, you'll use the summing up close.
Now, in 2 years, the new diesel engines will save you this much in fuel and maintenance costs. And you'll be able to depreciate them right away as capital assets. And you'll continue to save on fuel and maintenance for the life of the trucks. Now, we can repower your trucks for you by the end of this month. And we've agreed on how you want to handle the financing. Now, is there anything else that you need to know before I write it up?
No. I guess that covers it.
We got a deal.
And here's another way. The last chance close.
We bought a mill overrun on some wide flanged beams. If you can give me the order today, I can give you 20% off on those.
Fine, write it up. You helped me beat my deadline and saved me money, too.
See? Closing's easy when you know what to say.
Yeah, but what if the customer says no? That's the bad part. Then what do I do?
Objections aren't hard if you know what to say. Watch Larry. He's just sold this contractor on the idea of a new generator set.
So now all he has to do is ask for the order.
So, shall I write up the order for you?
And then the customer says,
Oh, not today, I guess. I'll just rent for a while longer.
Uh-huh. What now?
So the customer has an objection.
Well, you can't argue with a customer.
Of course not. But you can ask another question.
Apparently you have some reason for feeling you don't need a new generator set right now. Can I ask you what it is?
Money. That's a heck of a high price.
Now, find out what it will take to have him buy it. Ask another question.
If you weren't concerned about the price, would you buy it right now?
Well, yeah, but I don't see any way around that unless you're giving them away.
Not quite, but I do have an idea that might work.
What's that?
We have a lease purchase arrangement. You lease a new generator set for a year. Turn it in any time if you don't want it. If you do decide to keep it, 90% of what you paid applies to purchase at the end of the year.
That sounds interesting. Tell me more.
Answer an objection with a question and find out the real reason the customer doesn't want to buy.
Right. And once you've discovered what else the customer needs to know, you can deal with the objection.
That makes handling objections a lot easier. Closing isn't so frightening when you think of it as helping the customer make the right buying decision.
Do you think you're better prepared to apply for that job now?
If I can just remember it all.
Remember, this is not a formula for selling, but basic selling skills to help you help the customer.
Okay. Suppose I got that job selling computers, and I'd been at it a while. Let's see if I remember what you told me.
Okay, first, have you learned the 3 W's of your products?
I've got my own quick reference system here. I can get you specs or prices on almost anything in just a second.
What about technical information?
I've learned as much as I can about the units we sell by studying all the available literature. And I keep trying to learn more all the time by talking to any technical expert I can.
But what if you can't answer a technical question?
I know how to get hold of someone who can.
Okay, I think you pass.
I've discovered most law firms need word processing, and this law firm has recently purchased electronic typewriters from a competitor.
All right. I can see you're ready to make a sales call.
Are you aware of the difference between true word processing and electronic typewriters or mag card?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Merging data with documents. For example, a divorce case. The data is typed in on this single sheet. From that, the word processor automatically gives you 4 of the standard documents you need, all ready to present to the court. So you save the time it normally takes your clerical staff to type these out.
That's impressive.
Good. You've got his interest and you focused on his needs. Now, ask the questions that will pinpoint the needs, wants, and problems you could help him with.
Do you do a lot of standard legal work that requires repetitive documents?
Oh, yes. We do mostly divorces, wills. There's lots of boilerplate coming out of this place.
Do you use multiple type styles?
We don't get too fancy. We just use a standard legal font.
Keep asking. You're looking good.
Let me ask you a few questions about the system you're using now.
Have you figured out what he needs?
Eventually, he's going to want and need 6 TM500 word processors. But since he's recently invested in those electronic typewriters, he could start by connecting them to CNX 250s and upgrade the system step by step later.
You're looking like a professional already. What's next?
Benefits and features. The longer wearing metal print wheel is a unique feature. Because you use only one type font, it'll save you substantially on replacements.
I'm all for that.
Let me show you something. This takes an excellent typist 25 minutes, and you may still end up with an error that nobody catches but the judge. However, this unit can produce this document in only 60 seconds with no errors. A real time saver for you.
Keeping up with the documents is certainly a problem around here.
A document produced by a word processor saves all your people time, but preserves your reputation for accuracy, too.
But wait a minute. I really can't justify financially this equipment.
There's the objection. But you know what to do.
I wonder if you can afford not to buy them.
What do you mean?
Well, let me ask you something else. What if I could show you how these CNX 250s could pay for themselves in a year and save you money? Would you buy them?
Yes, probably I would.
Okay. What is it costing you now for your present system? Now that we've taken the time to figure this, you can see that at the end of this year, an investment in 3 CNX 250s will have saved you this much. Is that worth it?
Yes, I'd have to say so.
Okay. Then if you agree, we can bring the unit in Monday morning and spend next week getting your staff trained and comfortable with the new system. Does that sound all right to you?
Why, yes. I guess we'll do it that way.
Congratulations. You didn't have any trouble closing that sale.
It's easy when I know I'm helping the customer get what he really needs. You know, if I could get this job, I think I'd really enjoy it.
I think you'll get it. And I think you're headed for a very happy career as a salesman.
Thanks. You really helped me.
Good luck.
Hey, just a minute. I never did find out who you are. You must be some sort of sales trainer.
Oh, no. But I am the person who's going to decide if you make it as a salesman or not.
You mean I'm going to have you looking over my shoulder all the time?
Not over your shoulder. I'll be right in front of you.
Where?
I'm your customers. Can you help me?